think that human relationships are just so important, and if you want to connect to a place, no amount of emailing or phoning really can take the place of going to that place and meeting people in that place. There's a really big difference between touring, showing up in a place and just doing a gig one night, and then or spending time there and getting to know the local community and getting to know, if you're working with young audiences, who the young audiences are, who their parents are, what those people care about, what they want from a piece of art. I kind of feel like as a musician, I want my music to be for and with people, especially after the pandemic. You know, we all spent a lot of time alone in our homes, and you realize how much creativity comes from other people, other places. Like, it's not a perpetual well in your head that you just can keep drawing out of. You need to put something in sometimes, so it's been beautiful to come here and put some creativity and some new ideas back into my mind to draw on. Yeah. I'm Ríona Sally Hartman, and I'm in the woods outside Tinahely, County Wicklow.
Hi, I'm Denise McGrath. I'm Director of the Courthouse Arts Centre in Tinahely. Well, having a musician in residence in the courthouse is really important to us because the space is getting used. We're interacting with the community, and it was just a pleasure to have Riona here and to listen to her develop a new piece of work and to actually see her produce a new piece of work with potential of going further with her ideas. Introducing her to other artists that she can collaborate with, and really starting the foundation of a relationship with her going forward, that she will be part of the Courthouse family from now on, and hopefully we'll do plenty of work with her in the future.
I know, I think residencies are really different depending on where you are and who you're working with. They're not all the same. I have done residencies before, but every single one has been completely different. Sometimes it's all about just having time with your instrument, and sometimes it's about like integrating into community. And for me at the moment anyway, at the stage I am in my career, I really want to be like a community musician. I want to be meeting other artists in the area, meeting other people in the area, making music with them. That's what I love. And so I'm really glad, that's what I was hoping this residency would be, and I'm really glad that's how it has been.
Yeah, well, I think art centres are more important now than ever because we're going to have to kickstart the cultural sector again, and we're going to have to revive the communities in doing this. So when I speak about communities, I'm not just speaking about the audience, I'm speaking about the artists, I'm speaking about our tech, everyone that's been involved. So I think our role going forward is to open our spaces to artists, to let them come in, let them experiment with what they've been playing with during lockdown, and help them build a future again in the cultural sector.
So I got to work with Cresta Lynch, who's a visual artist in this area, and do some collaborative work where she was working with shadows and I was improvising music, and it was interactive with the kids. And I feel like that was also really inspiring, her approach to working with children, and seeing how she does it and how we could learn from each other there. It was great.
After my discussion with Riona and what she wanted to do here in her residency, I introduced her to Cresta, and they both had a similar vision for what they wanted to do. And this brought together with Riona in the schools and interacting with the kids. She was able to work with Crest and get that chemistry together, really, that worked really well for the kids. And again, two females, it's an amazing role model. In a rural community like this, the GA is everywhere. It's very prominent in the schools, in the community, and not every child wants to play sport or feels they belong with sports. So I think our role here and opening these options it's just so important, and it speaks volumes because the workshop was gone in the first day. And there was a huge selection of kids from ages 5 right up to 12, all got stuck in, really enjoyed and asked for more. So I think Ríona has a future here with us and the community.
Well, it's a beautiful building to start with off with. It's obviously a big, beautiful old building and a beautiful space for gigs. The audience is so close and everything. I haven't done that type of gig there, but it seems like it. But then also, if we're talking about the space, also just the woods around it. I mean, it's so inspiring that you can be in there, in that building, working away and walk down the road and you're here, or there's another woods 10 minutes that way, or you can keep walking there for ages. It's just very inspiring, and also really obviously influenced the work that I was doing while I was here. Like, I came down thinking I vaguely want to make some kind of music about people turning into animals for children, and suddenly it became like it's about turning into crows, and it all became a little bit you know, the scary magical stuff that you find in the woods around Samhain.
Yeah, the local community really embraced Ríona coming to the schools and interacting with the kids. I think it's really important that we get children involved in the Arts Centre, that they come in and are free in the space, free to experiment like they did with Ríona. She went down a storm with the children, so I think her future and her vision is where kids want to be and what they want to do. And I just think the introduction of jazz and all different genres of music just opens kids' minds, because their worlds are small unless you introduce them.
So I think it's really interesting. I think sometimes when people approach music for children, the default is to go to education. It's an educational thing. We need to teach them musical skills. And if you think about it as an adult, every gig you go to, if every gig you went to, they were trying to really teach you something about, you know, it had to have a learning experience in terms of skills on an instrument or something, that would be really frustrating. Sometimes you just want to express yourself, or you just want to enjoy the music. Kids maybe show up to a workshop and they're expecting to be like, and we're going to learn how to play that instrument. And we're like, no, let's just scrunch some leaves and see what sounds we can make. And I feel like it's such a brilliant tool, a jazz background, an improvisational approach to working with kids. I wanted to do something about turning into animals, because I was just thinking of this idea of transforming bodies, your body transforming is something that kids are really aware of, because their bodies are constantly changing all the time, because they are obviously growing up so fast. And I just thought that was a really useful metaphor to get kids talking about change and what it's like to change. And it doesn't have to mean something. It's not about what does it mean to change into a crow. It's just about having the fun, making the tactile sounds, and that's enough that I don't have to try and push some idea of meaning or metaphor or something onto it. So I thought that was interesting to be reminded of that by the kids.